Welcome to Ghost Stories, a channel dedicated to exploring the spooky and mysterious world of the paranormal. Join us as we delve into the eerie tales of haunted houses, unexplained phenomena, and encounters with the supernatural. From ghostly apparitions to unexplained noises, our channel covers it all. Whether you're a believer or a skeptic, we invite you to join us on this thrilling journey into the unknown. So turn off the lights, grab a blanket, and get ready for some spine-tingling tales that will leave you questioning what lies beyond our world. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest videos. The abandoned asylum. It was a dark and stormy night as a group of teenagers decided to explore the abandoned asylum on the outskirts of town. They had heard stories of strange occurrences happening there, but they brushed it off as mere superstition. As they made their way through the decrepit building, they started to hear strange noises. Footsteps echoing in the halls, whispers coming from empty rooms, and doors slamming shut on their own. The group tried to ignore the sounds, convincing themselves that it was just their imagination playing tricks on them. But things took a terrifying turn when they stumbled upon a room that seemed to have been untouched for years. In the center of the room was an old, rusted operating table with leather straps still attached to it. As they approached the table, they heard the sound of heavy breathing coming from behind them. Turning around, they saw a figure in a tattered gown standing at the entrance of the room. Its eyes were dark and hollow, and its face was twisted in a grotesque smile. The group froze in terror as the figure started to slowly move towards them. Panic set in as they tried to run, but the doors leading out of the room had mysteriously locked behind them. They were trapped, and the figure was getting closer with every passing moment. As they huddled together in fear, they suddenly heard a voice whispering in their ears. It was a chilling voice, unlike any they had heard before. The voice told them that they were not alone in the asylum and that they would never leave alive. In a last-ditch effort to escape, they frantically searched the room for anything that could help them. That's when they found a trapdoor hidden beneath the operating table. They quickly opened it and crawled into the dark, musty tunnel. They could hear the figure's laughter echoing through the walls as they made their way through the tunnel, but they pushed on, driven by their fear and desperation to survive. Finally, they emerged outside, gasping for air and trembling with fear. As they looked back at the asylum, they saw the figure in the gown standing at the window, watching them with its dark, hollow eyes. They knew that they had narrowly escaped with their lives, but they also knew that the asylum held many more secrets and horrors that they could not imagine. From that day on, they vowed to never return to the abandoned asylum, lest they become trapped there forever. Haunting of Blackwood Manor. Deep in the heart of the forest lies Blackwood Manor, a grand old house that has been abandoned for decades. Legend has it that the family who once lived there was cursed, and that their ghosts still haunt the property to this day. But when a group of teenagers decides to explore the manor, they quickly realize that the stories were true. As they make their way through the overgrown garden and up the steps to the front door, the group can feel a chill in the air. The front door creaks open on its own, and they step inside. The interior is dark and musty, with cobwebs covering every surface. As they explore the house, strange things begin to happen. Doors slam shut on their own, objects move without explanation, and they hear the sound of footsteps echoing through the halls. But it's when they enter the grand ballroom that they see something truly terrifying. In the center of the room stands a figure, shrouded in mist. The figure slowly turns to face them, and they can see the twisted features of a woman's face. Her eyes are hollow and black, and her mouth opens to emit an ear-piercing scream. The group tries to run, but the doors and windows are all locked tight. They are trapped inside with the ghostly figure, who seems to be growing stronger with each passing moment. They soon realize that they are not alone in the house, and that the other cursed spirits are seeking revenge on anyone who dares to disturb their eternal rest. As the night wears on, the group must fight for their lives against the vengeful ghosts. They use every trick they can think of to try to banish the spirits, but nothing seems to work. Just when they think all is lost, they discover a secret passage that leads to the heart of the curse. The passage leads them to a hidden chamber, where they find the remains of the family that once lived in the manor. It's then that they realize that the only way to break the curse is to give the family a proper burial, and lay their souls to rest. The group works together to give the family the burial they deserve, and as they do, they can feel the presence of the ghosts slowly fading away. They emerge from the manor, exhausted but relieved that they have put the spirits to rest once and for all. But as they look back at Blackwood Manor, they can't help but wonder if the curse is truly gone, or if it's just lying in wait for its next victim. The house on the hill. It was a dark and stormy night, and a group of teenagers were out on a date to explore the abandoned house on the hill. They had heard stories about the house being haunted and cursed, but they didn't believe in such things. As they approached the house, they felt a chill run down their spines. The house looked eerie and decrepit, with broken windows and overgrown vines crawling up the walls. The front door creaked open as they pushed it, and they stepped inside, their flashlights illuminating the dark corridors. As they made their way through the house, they heard strange noises and whispers coming from the shadows. They tried to ignore it and continued exploring, but the feeling of being watched grew stronger with every step. Suddenly, one of the teenagers screamed. They had stumbled upon a room filled with old dolls, their eyes staring blankly at them. The dolls seemed to be moving on their own, their limbs creaking as if they were coming to life. Petrified with fear, the group tried to make their way back to the front door, but they found that it was now locked from the outside. Panic set in as they realized they were trapped in the house. The whispers grew louder and the shadows seemed to be closing in on them. They could hear footsteps coming from the upstairs, and the sound of a child's laughter echoed through the halls. As they huddled together, trying to find a way out, they suddenly saw a figure emerge from the darkness. It was an old woman, her face twisted into a grotesque grin. She beckoned to them with a bony finger, her eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. The teenagers screamed and tried to run, but it was too late. The house on the hill had claimed its victims, and they were never seen again.
Thank you for joining us for these spine-tingling ghost stories. We hope they gave you a good fright and left you feeling both entertained and unsettled. Remember, the paranormal world is full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered, so keep your eyes and ears open. Until next time, sweet dreams, if you dare. If you want your own story included in the next episode, let us know via Twitter. Link in description.